the entire without a recipe format is a format of editing. It is, now when you're cooking, you don't want to do this thing. Cut to us doing that thing.
And so one of these yeast packets is 14 grams, just a little bit of that. There we go. It's all the yeast you need.
Yeast is going in, baby.
Let's see what happens.
Oh my God.
As everyone knows, all chemical reactions get accelerated by agitation, so I'm going to stir my yeast.
You know yeast is in beer, don't you?
Well, if Eugene's putting more yeast, then I want more yeast. I'm gonna put some kosher salt in here. Love the Jewish representation.
I definitely do not put salt in my dough. Not in Bang Bang Man.
Salt and sugar both react with yeast, so you want to make sure that you're not dumping them on top.
2 cups of sugar. I know some people say salt kills yeast or whatever, but I don't want to go through the hassle of putting my salt in later.
I'm making about 150 donuts, so that's why I have a lot of yeast. Too much yeast is very sour, so it would just make a very sour dough.
Oh, do we have another yeast packet?
So it would probably end in disaster.
Well, this is pretty yeast. I don't want to not have enough yeast.
I'm not putting booze in this until the glaze. You know, I'm showing restraint this season.
Next, we'll go with 20 grams of salt.
Mazel tov.
This is what they do in the cooking show, so let's do it like that.
So I'm just going to put in a tablespoon.
And now we can add our water. Make a nice soft dough.
You should use water.
Also, just remember, very important step, you do not want to cook your tomatoes.
Now it's cooking.
You want to have that tartness from the raw tomato, where if you're cooking your tomatoes, it's just gonna be sweet.
I'm gonna make 2. I know the matcha is a very distinct flavor, so I'm gonna separate that, and I'm gonna put the other 2 flavors into the main bag. So, you know, my whole thing is doing a pan-Asian influence, so cardamom's one of my favorite spices.
I personally would never just throw tea in here. If you wanted to do that, just remember that it has very concentrated flavors that will come out as you bake it. The batter might not taste very strong of it, but as it sits, and especially as it bakes, those flavors do come out.
You know what? More cardamom. That's right.
Time for the funfetti sprinkles. I'm chopping up gummy bears because I think a little bit of gummies will be fun. Funfetti!
Matcha!
If you're going to color or flavor the batter at this point, do so very gently.
This competition has told me anything. Putting your favorite foods inside your foods is a good move.
Very gently.
This is ginger and pecans.
Are you putting pineapple in there?
Yeah. We're gonna put some chocolate in here.
Are you adding just milk?
And finally, shredded coconut.
Very gently.
I kind of forgot until this second that I'm making a carrot cake. So I'm gonna have to get carrots up in here at one point.
I've never been in a situation where someone said, ew, garlic and onion, so.
But you probably have been in a situation where somebody said, ew, star anuses. Now that's not the exact pronunciation, but it's technically not a wrong one.
Then we're gonna get a little bit of star anise in here too. It's a really strong spice, so you should only try to use a few, maybe 2 will be enough.
Into the pot, all in there, just whole. You're like, whole, Keith? I'm like, yeah, whole.
We're gonna add 1 egg to this.
So I'm going 2 sticks of butter and 4 eggs.
The more butter you add, the wetter this recipe is gonna be, and you don't want that. We basically are trying to get this recipe as dry as possible without being a literal brick.
I don't know, 2 butters?
Do not add more than 1 stick of butter. And certainly don't add any liquid to this.
I think I need some milk in here, because this is just, there's gotta be milk, right?
No milk, no heavy cream, none of that.
Glug, glug, glug.
I'm not putting a drop of milk in.
Glug, glug, glug. Oil. Yeah, there's probably some oil.
If anybody is adding oil, you might be in the wrong episode. I'm sure that will make a delicious cookie. Yeah, don't do that.
Remember, Ned, they're shitty cookies.
Oh, I put too much butter in then.
For baked cheesecakes, I do not recommend you to add any gums or gelatin.
I don't really know what gelatin is, but I'm gonna put it in there.
Gelatin and xanthan. Probably redundant, probably awesome.
The next and final step, if you want to stabilize your ice cream, now would be a good time to do it. If you're making ice cream at home, there's really no need to stabilize ice cream unless you're going to keep it for more than a week.
So I saw this over there, and this thing called xanthan gum. So I'm gonna put in 1/8 of a cup of xanthan gum.
You can use egg yolks, you can use xanthan gum, but if you do use xanthan gum, you want to use very, very little. 1/4 of a teaspoon per gallon just because it makes your ice cream too thick, and if you use too much, it would be gummy.
I'm hoping the xanthan gum makes it nice and silky. When you get that spoon dragging across the top, it does that nice curl, and there's the little ripples in it, and it's like soft, and it's beautiful.
Add your eggs into this mixture one by one as to not to deflate this beautiful, airy, buttery mixture you've created.
1 egg, 2 eggs, 4 eggs, eggs.
You can definitely add too many eggs to a cake.
I think I got some shell in there.
Oh no.
Oh well.
Eggs.
But the more eggs you add, the denser it's gonna be.
Is that enough eggs? I feel like I'm just gonna put more stuff in it.
With Byongbyongmin, you don't need oil in your noodle at all. If I add a lot of oil to my dough at this stage, it'll basically separate it.
All right, we're gonna put some oil in. Go for it.
I wonder how much alcohol I could put in this before it's too alcoholic.
So when you're using alcohol, you want to make sure that it's 5% or less of your total recipe. If you use too much, it might affect the freezing point and your ice cream will never freeze.
Well, you're gonna have to cook it, so if your goal is to not have much at the end, I wouldn't put more in than you need.
That'll cook up.
A little bit of the Szechuan peppercorn in here, not too many.
We got some cumin, we got some Szechuan peppercorns. Let's try one.
Super overpowering. You definitely do not want to put a lot of Szechuan peppercorn. It will zap your mouth. If you don't have anything to balance it and you just eat that straight, you're gonna feel a little numbing sensation.
My mouth is crazy. It tastes like an aluminum wall.
What did you eat?
I ate a Szechuan peppercorn. You wanna try one? Oh gosh. Here you go. It's supposed to be delicious. It will be delicious once it's in the context of the dish.
Jesus, kid.
I know.
Why'd you make me do that?
It's crazy. And now my mouth is salivating like crazy.
The reason the mixer is having a hard time here is because it's such a dry dough. If your KitchenAid's whipping around, moving really fast at this point, you've probably done something wrong.
Don't overmix this. I repeat, do not overmix this. If you can't see the flour, if you can't see the wet ingredients, if everything feels incorporated to the eye, I say stop.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
What?
Oh shit!
Oh no, your matcha.
No! Oh sorry, the whole stove is covered in matcha.
Remember, baking is a science. It's crucial that you don't overmix this.
This is fun. It's like playing with power tools.
Are you feeling the urge to f it up?
I'm so bored. There's so many options in the world. So I'm adding some flour.
Cornstarch. That's something you haven't put in it yet.
That's a good idea. What does cornstarch do? Butter, cinnamon, and sugar. Ready for the butt filling. Here we go.
Oh my God. It's a murder scene.
I need something exciting in this. Ooh, graham crackers. Gourmet licorice. This is snacks for the crew. Candy, this is for the gingerbread finale. We have chocolate. Chocolate? Nutella. Yeah.
Butter, cinnamon, and sugar.
It's sweet.
Don't have hobbies outside of gingerbread making when you're making gingerbread. Don't walk away from your gingerbread.
I just want something to go right!
And you don't want to make it too thin. It will burn really quickly and really easily. They are very quick to go from perfectly cooked to totally burnt.
Should I go do it?
Do you bake donuts? I would never bake a donut. That's why we don't call donuts baked goods, because it's not baked.
Okay, my donuts have been cooking in the oven for 20 minutes. I'm gonna check on them, see how they're doing. How long does it take to bake donuts?
I don't think that baked donuts are really donuts.
No, this sucks. Now the outside's just getting even crispier.
Damn, that's crazy, man.
Only fry a donut. It's the right way to do it.
I can't wait to watch this video and learn what the f I was supposed to do.